My name is Samson. Most people call me Uncle Sam. Not because I'm like their uncle, but I'm the government around here. So Influx is my store. I own Influx, and yeah, that's me. It's basically me.
When was Influx launched?
So there's a funny story about how Influx was launched is firstly I was like researching migration, then I saw the word influx. I was like, influx. I've heard it before, but it just connected with me somehow that day, and I held onto it. So when I was also like checking what it means in the dictionary, then I saw the pronunciation of it, and I found it quite cool.
Nice.
So instead of using the INFLUX, I used the dictionary pronunciation, which is INFLUHKS. So when you see the name, it's more of the pronunciation of it than the actual spelling of it.
Nice. Speaking of migration, where are you from?
From Lagos City, Nigeria, the biggest city in Africa, the most populated city in Africa, the fastest growing city, the powerhouse of Africa, from Lagos.
Nice.
I just like to brag a lot about Lagos.
Just like anyone else from Lagos, like everyone that I've spoken to from Lagos, it's always like the case, you know, you speak fondly of your city and you speak fondly of your country. Going back to the issue of migration, what do you think about the situation in terms of like immigration in Africa and sort of like people moving from other countries into South Africa? That's the first question, and the second question is, how has you living in South Africa been for you as a Nigerian citizen? Okay,
so in terms of migration around Africa, there shouldn't be anything like the word migration. We're all from Africa. Africa is the motherland, and we shouldn't really say I'm from Nigeria or I'm from this place. If you're tired of living in a particular location, you can just move to another location with your family. As long as you settle, you respect the people you meet there, respect their cultures and tradition, there shouldn't be like really any problem with me from West Africa moving to the southern region of Africa. Still in my continent. This is where my ancestors are from. And who's saying my ancestors are not even from South Africa and decided to one day pack their things and start to move to the western part of Africa.
True.
So there is no, for me, Africa should be without borders. Africa should be one country. Africa should be one people with different cultures and backgrounds and traditions. And yeah, that's what I. If you check like Europe, they have the European Union, where you can freely move from one country to the other. It's not even called migration. If I'm in Germany, I want to go to Spain, I just need to take the train.
Yeah.
And nobody's stopping me to check my papers and see where I'm from. They know I'm just visiting another city. South Africa should be like another city in Africa. Like, if I'm going to the southern part, I'm just going to the southern part.
Awesome.
There shouldn't be like a case where one person is migrating to the other place. Yeah. So for my experience so far, it's been good. It's been a bittersweet experience also. You know, a lot of things has happened. I've been here for 8 years, and yeah, my journey so far it has been crazy.
It's nice though. Like it's sort of like nice to see someone moving from another country and starting a business in another country. You know, like considering how also difficult it is to set a business in South Africa as a foreigner. How have you been able to navigate that and to be able to sort of like manage and start such a big and sort of like recognized brand in Capetown in South Africa as Stacks? Like how has that journey been for you?
So another funny story about Influx is I was working for Travel Start as a digital PR strategist.
Oh, nice.
I was working for them for 3 years, then the pandemic, COVID-19 hit. And because we're a travel company, the company had to retrench like 70% of their staff. So I was part of the cut. And one day I was dropping my son off at Musenberg. Then we decided to go into Blue Route Mall. So when we got into Blue Route Mall, I found a shop. They sell like a lot of like things from the UK. And I'm very familiar with like UK brands. So I got in there, I was lucky, I saw the owner and I spoke to him like, hey, what's up? How are you getting all this stuff? So he said he has like a container load of them. Like he brought them in before COVID.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, these are like brands that I'm really interested in. Like ASOS, Boohoo, Pretty Little Thing. Even though they're like brands that focus mainly on women clothes. I know a lot of people from my country used to buy those like brands. So I was like, what would you say to like having another shop in a completely different area that isn't like that side, like southern suburbs? He said, if you're able to find a shop, I'll give you all the goods. I'm like, are you for real? He said, yeah, I'll give everything to you to start up your own business.
Wow.
I'm like, you mean if I go rent a space right now, I'll have goods and I can start trading the next day? He said, I'll even set up your POS, everything for you. I'm like, okay.
Wow, that's amazing.
Let me go home. Let me go and check like what's happening online in terms of like commercial properties. Remember, I've just been retrenched. I don't have a job. I just have like money in my account sitting there.
Yeah.
No business or nothing to do. I was just like I've always had my brand, but I wasn't like really thinking about expanding.
True.
So while I was thinking about it, I found this current space. Then I applied for it. There wasn't anything like sure about anything, as a black person and as a foreigner applying for a commercial property in like a very, very popular street.
In prime real estate in Capetown.
In prime real estate. So the odds were like stacked against me. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to apply and pray and see what happens. The reason why I knew everything would work out was because my business partner, who I just found, was just by divine luck or intervention. It wasn't something I was planning for, and I knew everything else would like fall into place because when it's aligned, it's aligned. Nothing can derail the process. So I applied. Then they wanted a lot of documents, a lot of like supporting whatnot. So I told my business partner here, he doesn't know me, he's a South African, colored, doesn't know me from anywhere. He gave me all his documents, said forward it to them, apply.
Wow.
Forwarded it to them, they approved the whole thing. And the shocking thing is, off camera, I'll tell you how much like my shop rent was for the first 6 months. It was ridiculous.
That's amazing though, like when things are aligned.
When things are aligned, they are aligned. There's nothing you can do about it.
True that.
So, I got like the shop secured, I got stock. He gave me like over 1,000 items, 1,000 pieces of different clothing to start with. So, I just went into business with like a very, very strong partner, strong backing. Then when I was thinking about the name for the store, he wanted me to name like it is the same name as the one he had in Blue Route Mall. I'm like, I like the name, but how about I give it mine?
You have your own stamp.
Influx. It's like, why influx? I said that's the only thing that makes sense because it's an inflow of good energies, good vibrations into like my life right now, into this space. And I also want it to be like an inflow of brands, local, international, into like a particular like space. And bear in mind, like when I started Influx, it was just like those clothes, right?
Yeah.
I always wanted to do like my own streetwear, like my own take on streetwear.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to have local brands. That was how I also met like with bass. He does music, and he kind of like introduced me to Ace, Sandile, and we started talking. Ace was like, okay, I like your space. I like your project. I want to be a part of this project. How do we merge these two things together? So I told him, we already have like a story that's aligned because my partner rescues all those garments before they go into landfill in the UK.
Yes.
And you, as Hopefield Thrift, you rescue garments that has been worn by people, you recycle them. So our story, in a way, they kind of align.
And that's intertwined, yeah.
So I am trying to help like the world from the impact of fast fashion.
Yeah.
You also recycling fashion. Okay, let's start with thrift. I didn't want thrift at the first. I don't want thrift at first because I was like, it's old clothes and new clothes. It's weird.
It's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. And he was like, yo, bro, give me a month. If we don't if the numbers we do doesn't exceed your number that you've been doing, then we can move out. We don't have to do any business for them. Like, okay. Thought about it for 2 weeks. It was like a whole back and forth between me and him for like a month.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, bring it. Let's start. Then he surprised me. He came, he tripled my numbers in like a month. I'm like, are you freaking serious? There's actually a market for this. And me, myself, I started like wearing brands from thrift. Because there's a big like market for thrift in Nigeria called Katangwa market. It's the biggest, second to the one in Ghana, which is Katangura or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a big like thrift market in Ghana. So the Nigerian one is the second largest market. I'm like, I've been buying clothes from this place, but I don't know that there's like a whole culture surrounding it, and there's like people that are actually looking for all these pieces. This is crazy. So I think I have to stop selling these female clothes. Then I start going to thrift myself because
it's business.
I'm a businessman. I go where the money is going. So I sold like the rest of my stock, and I told my partner because he was also struggling to bring things from the UK because of all the customs and all those things. So I sold the rest of the stock, and I told him, okay, for now I'm going to pause. If you have things that are male stuff from ASOS, I know people who buy thrift, they probably know about ASOS. I can always get ASOS things from you. Beside that, female clothes, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to do it if you can get me thrift. But if you're not getting me thrift, I'm not doing it anymore. And this store needs to switch needs to transition from that era into the new era. And the new era is to make it like a local, international streetwear, street thrifted pieces store where you can find like all the streetwear brands from across the world for lesser than what you would originally pay for it, in great condition, and where you can also find like emerging local brands that will shake the world. And you can see from like my alignment with the Broke Boys, you can see the movement.
It's amazing.
You can see the movement from when we aligned. Like that's why I said in the beginning of this conversation, when something is aligned, you can't derail it.
True that.
When it's connected like that, you can't derail it.
True that.
And my goal is like my goal is to bridge that gap between how they see Nigerians in Cape Town, and is to also show them that collaboration is the way we win as Africans, as black people.
That's true, actually.
You cannot continue to push a Nigerian man away, someone that has like the power to connect things. Like my greatest strength is connection. Like I thrive on like reading like energies. Like if I meet you for the first time, if we don't connect, we don't connect. If we connect, we connect. If we connect, you will see that everything will align. True. And if we don't connect, you will know because things will start to go sideways from there. So when me and Ace met, it was just like the energy was seamless. It was like I've known him for, like if you see Ace and me talking, you would think like we've known each other for like 10 years.
That's what I thought actually.
I mean, like it's maybe like 7-8 months now, and he's like my little brother. I take care of him and the rest of the broke boys. I'm always there to help them, like wherever they need me. You know, I put myself in their project. I submit myself to their project like it's mine. Do it with all of my energy.
Yes.
Make sure everything go well, because that is how we win. And that's the first thing I told him. Like when we collaborate, when we become like partners, because I don't see him as a vendor. Because in a business arrangement, I should see him like a vendor.
Yeah.
I should see him like a vendor trading in my space.
Yeah.
But I don't see him like a vendor. I see him like my partner.
I think we had that conversation. I think a few days ago when I was just like congratulating you about the new collection and sort of like the progress that you guys have had. You know, when I had an interview with Ace, I think like a month ago, and I was telling him like, you guys are at the forefront of fashion in Capetown, which is something that Capetown needs. You know, like I've been going to fashion weeks maybe since like 2013, because I've been here for 10 years in South Africa, but I've been going to fashion weeks and all these things, and I've always opted for like one space where local brands can come and be accepted. Not
Black.
just being accepted, black. Not just acceptance, but also thrive and make it, you know, in a space of Cape Town, because all these things with stores and everything, you only see it in Joburg. You only think like, okay, cool, fashion is better in Joburg. Brands strive and like thrive in Joburg. So like what you're doing currently is like at the forefront of showcasing fashion and culture and South African subcultures to the world. You know, like looking at the collection that you guys released currently, you know, like the amount of people that were in this space, I was just looking at it and thinking, this is what I've always dreamt of. And I've always dreamt of this being done by my friends, by people that I'm close to, you know, people that have seen like starting new things, you know, like, so I just wanted to commend you and Ace, you know, for like being at the forefront of things that are happening in Cape Town. You know, like there's so many kids like DJs that are benefiting from the things that you guys are doing. There's like people that are like photographers, filmmakers that are benefiting from doing your, you know, like your lookbooks and all that stuff. So I'm very like appreciative and I'm proud of the things that you guys are doing right now. I think my next question will be, what are you hoping for Influx and Brock Boys sort of like going forward now that you have eyes on you, you know, you have the whole South Africa noticing, you know, I see celebrities wearing your stuff. Right? Like I look for things like that because I'm a consumer of like local brands. I'm a consumer of, you know, like what's happening around. So like, what's your goal and what are you hoping for to see Influx going? And like, just.
So Influx isn't just made up of like Lazy Stacks and Broke. There's Brunch Club. There's Antoinette Marie. She's like a woman making like streetwear clothes for unisex, for women mostly, and that's like a mix of, that's like a particular section that we're not really appealing to right now. And we have her in store. She's also a local brand, making all those things. The goal for Influx going forward is to create more spaces like this. We need to have like at least three Influx in the city that house like local brands. So you would find like Broke, Lazy Stacks, Brunch Club, Antoinette Marie, maybe one more or two more brands in this store. In another store you would find a group of local brands again. In another store you'll find a group of local brands, and we will always move like our thrifted pieces amongst those channels. Some months we would make like a guest brand from another location come to our store, we'll go to their location. So that's like how we want to start to put local brands on. Like you would always hear me say, "Don't say I didn't put you on." So that's how we want to like continue to like put local brands on. We want to go into like entertainment. That's what like the studio is for.
Yeah.
We're looking to appeal to like creators and creatives, not just in fashion, but in other areas like comedy. Because you cannot just look at creatives as like the people in fashion and in music.
Yeah.
You have like
there's like
a vast majority. So we want to like appeal to also like creators in those like different industries, like comedy for instance. Like a lot of comedians in like South Africa that are not even known, and they make like very, very beautiful content. So we want to use like the platform to also appeal to them. I also have like another partner who is like mostly like a silent partner. It's like my big bro, and that is and has always been his dream to create a platform where artists blow from. So not just in fashion, but maybe in graphic design, maybe in fine arts, in music, in like making videos, producers, DJs. That is what we want to like create with Influx, and it starts with fashion because it's fashion that draws all this type of people in. And from fashion, we'll start to see, okay, what are your strengths? Like you will find us shooting with guys like Big Don Leo, you know Big Don Leo? Sean, there is Ian, he used to shoot with us before, but he's still studying. You'd see like all our shows, we have like international Hansula playing, set coins, local DJs. That's how we want to continue to introduce like people to this different type of creatives, like for the Broke Boys launch events. So like new photographers and videographers that I've never seen before.
Right.
And I was happy because I mean like those people are going to shoot that content, and in that way they're going to be put on. And that's what this brand Influx wants to do. And I also have my own brand called Lazy Stacks, but I'm not like trying to put Lazy Stacks in everybody's face. I want you to see what Influx is doing, and under Influx you'll see everything
that's happening.
That's happening. Then you eventually see Lazy Stacks. You understand? I'm not using like the platform to actively like promote myself or my brand. If you're not having this interview with me, if you come into Influx every day, you won't even know who owns Influx.
That's the good part about it.
And I'm here, I'm cleaning, I'm attending to the customers until I work here. This is my job. I work here 9 to 5. So it's not about like who owns what.
I think I like that because you are connected with the store and the brands beyond you just being like at the forefront of things.
I don't even want to be on the forefront. I just want to make sure the machine is running and it gets to where it needs to get to.
True.
When the time comes to get recognition down the line, when we've maybe done like 3 stores in Cape Town, 3 in Joburg, 1 or 2 in Durban, 1 in PE, then we can start to like talk about, who is the brain behind this massive movement?
Nice.
So right now it's just like grind time, pushing my boys and my girls, making sure they get put on, making sure they start to like bring in bags, because it's hard being a creative. You know?
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's a lot of sleepless nights.
A lot of sleepless nights, bills to pay, you know, all those things. So that's what like the platform hopes to bring to South Africa, and to also like start to clean that stereotype in people's head that Nigerians are like this.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't ask me where I'm from, where I'm from won't even matter to you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's not supposed to matter.
Yeah, that's like me doing all these things to also let you know that where I'm from doesn't matter. Like if you come to the store every day, you interact with me, you forget about where I'm from.
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, this is an interesting person. I really like how this guy does things. Where I'm from, what language I speak won't even matter to you at that point.
True. What's your dream collaboration?
And in terms of like
fashion. Let's say we say Lazy Stick X. What's your dream collaboration?
There are brands that I really like.
Yeah.
Can you pause?
Yeah,
knock the door if you want to go out. Knock the door, someone will open for you. Ace. Okay. So there are brands that I really like. I like Vans a lot.
Nice.
I like Converse. I like Puma. I like Reebok.
Yeah.
I like New Balance. So Lazy Stacks, any of those.
So I love Adidas. Here's what I'm gonna do to sort of like put this out there, right? I'm gonna take this snippet and just put it on my Instagram and take those brands because sometimes you kind of have to put these things.
Yeah.
We have to, because you never know. Like I was telling like Ace the last time we did an interview. I was like, when I see you guys, I see the next round 2 in South Africa. I see Sean Witherspoon and the guys in South Africa because what you guys are doing is literally at that level in terms of like South African like context. And I see now doing collaborations with like Budweiser and all that stuff. Like I already see things like that happening. So when I ask you like what's a dream collaboration, I'm asking you because I already see it happening.
I'm working on a collab with a sport brand, but
you're not even gonna give me an exclusive.
Nah. It's a collab with a sport brand,
nice.
And we're recreating something.
I see.
We're recreating something. Lazy Stacks also is kind of like an extension of Influx.
I see.
Because what Lazy Stacks focuses on is like the youthful rebellion and creative individuals. Your parents probably want you to do something that you are not doing right now.
I was lucky. I was one of the lucky few.
Oh, one of the lucky few, like one in like 1 billion.
My mother let me do anything. I wanted to do art. She was like, go for it. I want to do fashion. She was go for it. She literally let me do anything. I was very lucky. She was very progressive.
Most creatives, they probably doing what their parents don't want them to do.
Yeah.
Like they probably want them to like lawyers, doctors, engineers, but they decided, no, I want to do photography. I have passion for this. This is what I want to do. This is where I'm going to make my bag.
Yes.
So Lazy Stacks represents that rebellion in like creative individuals, making stacks in their own way.
Yes.
Without adhering to society's benchmark for productivity or success.
Yeah.
So whether they make it from it or not, they don't care. They're stubborn, they're rebellious, they're like a little child. They're like a child that you want to take candy from, and they're like always going back to that candy, like I'm going. So that's what Lazy Stacks represent. And Lazy Stacks is going to collaborate with a lot of creatives like that. For summer, I'm working with Scumboy. I don't know if you know Scumboy. I'm working with Scumboy and we're dropping like a crazy collab.
Dude, I can't wait for that.
So, and Scumboy is also like, when you see him, he's from his look, you already know that this is like a rebel. This guy is not going to do anything he doesn't want to do.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm going to with Lazy Stacks, focus on those type of collaborations in terms of like fashion, music, different things. We would find a way to work together, because I know you want to make Lazy Stacks in your parents' eyes. Like you being a creative or sitting on your computer every day, you're lazy.
Yeah.
But to you want to make Lazy Stacks. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's lazy. It doesn't necessarily mean like it's too easy. It's even actually much more harder than going to school and getting a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
But in their own eyes, it's you pursuing Lazy Stacks. And that's where the brand Lazy Stacks come into play under Influx. Influx also focuses on collaboration, but Lazy Stacks will be more direct in terms of like fashion and like music and different things. But for now, Lazy Stacks is just focused on like fashion.
Okay.
Collaborating with creatives. And we already did something with Samurai Farai. I already did a collab with Farai, sold out. So Scumboy is coming next from Scumboy. I did with Brady Sedan.
Yeah.
He did like the art on my buffs with the slots and everything. He did that. So I'm going to start to like bring in more local, then international, local, international going forward.
Nice. If there's anyone who's trying to make Lazy Stacks, but they sort of like don't have the motivation right now to do it, what would you say to them?
I think what I would say to them is the best time is now. The best time to start anything is now.
True.
Even if you don't have the funds to do it, just start doing something. If you're not feeling motivated, you're watching this video, reach out to me. Let's have a chat. You know, let's see how we can kickstart something. Like the stacks I want to make might be even coming from you.
True.
So if you're watching this right now, you want to make Lazy Stacks, contact me.
Yes.
The best time is now.
Awesome.
Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't procrastinate, because procrastination is only going to steal your time.
True.
So the best time to start anything is now. If it's music, if it's fashion, if it's anything, just start now. Start pushing out as many content as you can on your Instagram. Learn something. If you're feeling like demotivated, drop what you're doing for a while, go learn something new. Come back to what you're doing, apply what you've learned to it. If you're trying to be like a graphic designer, there's a lot of packages that you can learn. There's a lot of softwares you can learn. Once you run out of ideas, go learn a new software that helps you improve on what you're doing. And the best time to do it is now.
Right now.
Make sure you're doing something. And that is how you get to the point where you make money that is on autopilot, that eventually becomes like that Lazy Stacks for you.
Nice. Awesome. For people that are looking for you, for people that are looking for Lazy Stacks, I want you to look into the camera and tell them where they can find you.
Come to 199 Loop Street at Lazy Stacks on Instagram, lazystacks.com on your web browser, at Lazy Stacks on Facebook also.
Awesome. Dude, I really appreciate you.
Come on, man.
This has been a long time coming. The reason why I'm doing these interviews and this show is to interview my friends, interview people that I'm around, because half the time we want to interview famous people before we even talk to our friends, before we even sort of like shine a light on people that are around us that are doing great things. And this is the purpose of these interviews, these videos, just to showcase like people that are doing great things around you. So
thank you, man. I really appreciate this. A lot of people see me every day. They wonder, what does this guy do around here? Like, now you know.
Right?
now
they're able to see me.
Yeah, let's work. Come on.
Awesome.
Come to me. Look for me on Instagram, anywhere. Send me a DM. Can give you my number. Let's have a meeting. Let's chat about something. Let's collaborate.
Yeah.
Let's do something. It might not be what gives you a lot of money right now, but it might be what starts like that idea. It might be that thing that ignites that talent, that power you have inside of you that you're not harnessing right now. So
awesome.
yeah, let's work.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, bro.